Hello, my name is Michaela, and with the back to school year starting, I thought it'd be a perfect time to kind of go over your backpack, what you should do to clean it, prepare it, and organize it. So those are kind of the three categories of this video, but I'll just go through what I do. Even though I'm kind of packing my backpack, even though I have to still ship things because I've got to fly to school, I'm still just prepping it for fun and everything. And I figured since I am prepping it for fun, I might as well make a video on what I do so that you can see what's in my backpack and the processes I do to make sure that I'm feeling ready for when my classes begin. I want to start off with what you should do to clean your backpack. And this isn't something you might automatically think of because back to school, first thought is, what do I need? Like notebooks and folders, the stuff that everyone thinks of. But I feel like cleaning is kind of an essential part of it because if you don't clean before packing your backpack, it's going to feel messy even if all of your stuff is new. So cleaning the backpack in a very literal sense, you can take to the inside with a Lysol wipe or something like that. And I've noticed that over the course of a year, there are a lot of just crumbs and shreds of paper that fall to the bottom of the backpack. So wiping it out and just cleaning it a little bit is a really good idea so that you have a fresher start to your backpack at the beginning of the school year. But then also cleaning in another sense, making sure that your technology and everything is clean. And what I mean by this is on your laptop, you can go through and delete any essays from last year that you don't need, or go through and make sure that your data is good so that you have enough space to actually make more essays this year. My dog is barking. So kind of just going through the storage on your laptop is a good idea, and also the storage on your phone as well. Make sure that you have all of that storage. So if you're trying to do a last minute thing that's very time sensitive during the school year, you've already got that space available. You can also clean out your Spotify or whatever it is you use for a music platform, Pandora or whatever. I find that my playlists can get very messy with songs I don't listen to anymore, and I think that for back to school, it's kind of a fun time to honestly go through and clean out all the songs you don't want to listen to, and also make themed new playlists. And then photos, of course. I have a tendency to have to go through my Google Photos and delete things all the time because I have the free account, I don't pay for extra storage, and as you can probably imagine, all of the videos that I do for YouTube take up a fair amount of space, and so I'm constantly deleting things. I've actually made the effort starting a couple months ago, to actually take my photos and put them in Snapfish, so I'm not just deleting things for good. So yeah, if you can, upload things to Google Photos or upload them to Snapfish, different ways that you can just keep your photos while also cleaning out your space. So the second category of being prepared, this is more of just a list of things I think you should have in your backpack that, will help you during the school year, things you may not think of. Obviously I have the obvious stuff in here, but I've tried to include things that you may not think of either. Things you may not need. A lot of these are definitely very optional, but they might be useful. Spare contacts is a good idea if you wear contacts. I do. If I go to school with contacts in and one of them is kind of feeling off, like there's a scratch on the contact or something, sometimes I'll have to suffer through the entire day because I didn't think to put spare contacts in my backpack when it would be really nice to just pop it out and put in a new one. And granted, I have dailies, so I would just throw away a bad one. If you've got monthlies, also even just keep a little tiny bottle of solution in a case in your backpack. If you're someone that has a period, you should definitely keep products for that in your backpack so that you have those on hand in case anything unexpected happens. You always want to just have a couple of spare ones in your backpack, and also that way if you have a friend who needs one in an emergency, you have them on hand. Also, while we're on the category of hygiene and all of that, hand sanitizer, especially just post-COVID, I feel like a lot of people are a lot more wary about that kind of thing, and having that so you can access it, if you happen to touch something that's gross. I like to have hand sanitizer on hand. A laptop, that's kind of obvious if you need one, but also an iPad, anything that you need, whatever it is that you use to write your essays and everything, as well as earbuds, because oftentimes listening to music, but then also teachers will have you listen to videos and they'll, send out a YouTube link, everyone watch this video, and it's kind of awkward if you're the only one without earbuds, so that's something good to have on hand. A spare charger for your laptop and for your phone. Folders. For folders, I personally like to use one folder for each class, and that's because I don't use a binder anymore. If you use a binder, you may not need a folder for every single class because that might be too much space, so it kind of depends on your preference. Binders, folders, but something that you can organize loose paper in. So when you get a syllabus from a class or something like that, you're able to stow it somewhere where you can find it quickly and it doesn't get lost in a big sea of loose papers. Notebooks. Again, here's an optional one because you can do loose leaf paper if you have a binder probably, or notebooks. Again, I'm the folder notebook kind of person. If you're a binder loose leaf kind of person, that's also fine, but just something where you have spare paper to write on. You might also want, depending on your major, graph paper, or blank sheets of paper, a calculator. And here's another subcategory of calculator: batteries. I think it was my PSATs. I didn't have my calculator on hand with me. I don't know why I didn't. I should have known this, but I didn't have it. So my PSAT score was very distressing. I didn't have a calculator with me when I took the PSATs. So as you can imagine, that was not a fun day for me. Make sure you have a calculator on hand and make sure it has batteries. Pencils, mechanical pencils I like to use, but also you might want to keep just at least 1 or 2 regular pencils, because some teachers have a weird thing about that where I don't, a test or something, everyone needs to use a number 2 pencil and it's not mechanical. As well as for other writing utensils, I never end up really using Sharpies, even though I think I'm going to. But a good black pen, a good blue pen, and then some, maybe a few different colors of highlighters. One color highlighter is actually good, but they die kind of quickly, so I'd recommend at least having multiple highlighters. Chapstick. I am not the best about wearing chapstick. I know a lot of people like to just refresh it during the day, though, so I thought I'd put it on this list, even though I'm not really the type of person to do that, even though I should be the person to do that. I really feel like I'm calling myself out now. I don't even want you to see my lips now. Lunchbox. Okay, this one, again, it's kind of obvious. If you need a lunch during the day, obviously you'd remember to bring your lunchbox. I just put it down because it felt right to put it down on the list. A lunch if you need it. Spare makeup. I don't mean your whole makeup bag. If you wear makeup and you have gym class and your makeup tends to smudge or something, then maybe just have some extra mascara on hand to freshen it up if you want. This is totally optional, even if you do wear makeup. I don't actually carry makeup on me, but I thought I'd put it on the list in case it's something you want to bring and you might have forgotten. If you live in a cold area and you're in college so that you have to do a lot of walking outside, I'd highly recommend bringing mittens and a hat, maybe a scarf too, just to keep it the bottom of your bag or something. A 20-minute walk doesn't sound long, but it is long if it's -10 out with a wind chill. That's something that'll feel like it'll save your life if you have those with you when it's a really wintry day. A spare book. So whenever you have a meal time or something, you're alone, you're waiting for classes to start and you don't have much homework, having a spare book to take out so that you don't get bored is a really good idea. Also, spare cash. This one, be careful about you don't want to have too much cash on hand. If you were ever to, hopefully this doesn't happen, but if you were to ever get mugged, you don't want to lose $300 in cash. So don't keep a lot of money on you, obviously. This is just more common sense than back to school sense. Just keep some cash on hand in case you need it. An ID, school ID, or your driver's license. Green notebook. Oh, I put down green notebook on here because it's something I want to pack for my back to school. It's not really anything else. I don't know why I put it in this list. I have a green notebook from all of my astro classes last year that I took notes on, and I want to bring it with me for this next year so that I have it on hand to refer to my old notes. So actually this is kind of relevant. Any notebooks or notes that you think could be relevant for this next school year that you took notes for last year, if you want to double check some math equations or something, definitely keep that in your bag so you have it to look at and study to help you out with your courses. Snacks. Okay, definitely keep, things just go unexpectedly longer all the time, so keep some snacks in your bag, whatever it is you like to keep, something that's not going to go bad, because I have a friend whose banana just exploded inside of her backpack once and it was not pretty. So yeah, things that won't spoil, things that won't explode like bananas, and things that won't squish either. So even if you have a little tiny mini bag of Cheez-Its in your bag, that's obviously going to get crushed and crummy. But also on that same kind of note, water, so a thermos that you can just refill during the day. And then either gum or Tic Tacs, because often after lunch, if you have raw onions or something and you really want to brush your teeth, but you're at school, you can't really brush your teeth, it's just a good idea to have gum or Tic Tacs around to just pop in your mouth and freshen things up. And then I put Sharpie on here. I guess I already said that Sharpie is not very useful. So the next category is organized. We've gone over what you should be prepared with and what you should clean, but organized all kind of has to do with the planner. So what you should have in your bag to be planned, I don't even know, your schedule printed out, including anything that's extracurricular, all of your recurring activities that you're going to need. I would also put down the professor's name and the room number, and also the name of the course, CRWR 5678, because if you're writing an essay, you might need to refer to what the title of the course is. Also just another kind of timetable, a way to organize your not recurring activities, so dentist appointment at 3:30, things like that. That'll just go in your planner probably if you have have one. A list of addresses. So if you need to send out letters from college, telephone numbers, email addresses, like a contact book. I guess this is really getting out of what to keep in your backpack. I wrote it down though, so I'm going to say it anyway. A meal plan for like lunch ideas or whatever, so that way you can plan ahead if you have to like go grocery shopping after school. So actually this is a good thing to keep in your backpack. Grocery list and what are you going to be making for dinner the next night or the rest of the week. And then a study plan. Meetings and homework you need to get done, time that you need to allocate towards different classes to make sure that you're ready for exams. All of that kind of just goes into organization in the planner scheme of things. I think if you do these 3 categories, if you clean, prepare, and organize, it'll just help you feel a lot more ready for the upcoming school year. I'm really excited to do all this. Of course, I'm probably going to have to dismantle some of it in my backpack because I'll be flying out and, things will just have to come apart anyway so it can all fit. But I hope that this has been useful, and I hope that it's kind of inspiring for when you start your classes, or if you've already started, maybe it'll help you, kind of kick off your first couple of weeks. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.